First thing I'm going to do is take a general overview of the front of the truck. I look at my windshield. My windshield is not cracked, broken, or missing. There's no illegal stickers to block my vision. My clearance lights are not cracked, broken, or missing. My lights, reflectors, reflective tape, not cracked, broken, or missing. Headlights, high beams, four ways, and turn signals. My mirrors, side mirrors, are mounted properly. They're not cracked, broken, or missing. My bumper mirrors are not cracked, broken, or missing. They are mounted properly. My license plate is current and up to date. My bumper is level with the ground. If it were not level with the ground, that could indicate a broken suspension. I check underneath the vehicle for any evidence of leaks, either coolant or power steering fluid or oil. I see no evidence of leaks. Open the hood. Starting on the passenger side. My air filter housing unit is not cracked, broken, or missing. There's no rocks or debris in the intake. Next is I take a general overview of all my hoses, not cracked, broken, missing, or leaking. This is my air compressor and water pump. They are not cracked, broken, missing, or leaking, and they are gear driven. That takes me to my fan and fan blades. My fan is not cracked, broken, or missing, and my fan blades are not rubbing against the shroud. My radiator and my charged air cooler are not cracked, broken, missing, or leaking. This is my coolant reservoir. It is filled to the proper level. It is not cracked, broken, missing, or leaking, and it has a cap. Now we move to the driver's side. Driver's side, I take a general overview of all my hoses, not cracked, broken, missing, or leaking. My alternator, AC compressor, and power steering pump are not cracked, broken, missing, or leaking. They are belt driven. This belt should have no more than 3/4 of an inch of free play when I press on it. From there I come to my engine oil fill. It is not cracked, broken, missing, or leaking. This is my oil dipstick. It also is not cracked, broken, missing, or leaking. If I want to check my oil, I pull out the dipstick, wipe it clean, put it back in, pull it out, get my level. From there I go to my steering components. This is my steering shaft. My steering shaft is not cracked, broken, or missing, and it has no more than 2 inches or 10% of free play. It is connected to the power steering gearbox with U-joints. My U-joints are lubricated properly. They are not cracked, broken, or missing. This is my power steering reservoir. My power steering reservoir is filled to the proper level. It is not cracked, broken, missing, or leaking. It has a cap, and this is the dipstick. If I want to check the power steering fluid, I pull out this dipstick, wipe it clean, put it back in, pull it out again, and check my level. My power steering hoses are not cracked, broken, missing, or leaking. This is my power steering gearbox. It is not cracked, broken, missing, or leaking. Next is my 3-piece steering linkage. 1, 2, and back here is 3. This is the tie rod back here. This is the drag link here. This is the pitman arm here. Or you can just call it a 3-piece steering linkage. My 3-piece steering linkage is not cracked, broken, or missing, and it is secured properly with castle nuts and cotter keys. That takes me to my suspension components. This is my spring mount. My spring mount is not cracked, broken, or missing. This is my spring. My spring is not cracked, broken, or missing. My spring is connected to the axle with 2 U-bolts. My U-bolts are not cracked, broken, or missing. From there, that takes me to my shock absorber. My shock absorber is not cracked, broken, missing, or leaking. It's secured properly to the top and the bottom. That takes us to our braking components. This is my brake hose. My brake hose is not cracked, broken, missing, or leaking. My brake hose feeds into my brake chamber. My brake chamber is not cracked, broken, missing, or leaking. Behind every brake chamber is a push rod and a slack adjuster. If I pull on the push rod with the brakes released, there should be no more than 1 inch of free play. That takes me to my brake lining. My brake lining is not cracked, broken, or missing, and there's no less than 1/4 inch of material. That takes me to my brake drum. My brake drum is not cracked, broken, or missing, and there's no oil, grease, or contaminants between my brake drum and my brake lining that could potentially cause a fire. Next is the inside rim of my tire. My inside rim is not cracked, broken, or missing. There's no illegal welds. That takes me to my tire, the sidewalls of my tire, ABC, no abrasions, bulges, or cuts. The top of my tire, ICD, inflation, condition, and depth. It is inflated to the manufacturer's specification, the condition is wearing evenly, and the tread depth is no less than 4/32 of an inch. That takes us to the outside rim of the tire, not cracked, broken, or missing, no illegal welds. It is secured to the wheel with lug nuts. The lug nuts are not cracked, broken, or missing, and there's no shiny metal shavings or rust streaks to indicate that they would be loose. Next is my hub seal. My hub seal is filled to the proper level. It is not cracked, broken, missing, or leaking, and it has a cap, and my valve stem has a cap. That's it.
Okay. So